26 kills, 15 digs, just 1 assist, which shows me that she's a very impactful player in terms of that middle hitter position. But we've also seen her in some back row positions as well. She's accumulated 15 digs, so kind of a difference when you look at it there. And really overall, I'm kind of curious to see how this Riverside plays with Madison Kelly, number 10, on their squad.
Yeah, and I mean, she's also one of the ones that looks like she's kind of been everywhere. About the only place she hasn't been is in the assist spot, but she's got about everything else that you could want. 26 kills, 15 digs, 16 aces. We talked about that already. And so that's the thing about Riverside. They may not look as nice as Audubon does on the score sheet, but they've still got their studs. They're going to have to compete against the studs of the Wheelers, and so that's what makes this matchup even more tempting to watch.
We'll see how tempting this matchup is to watch and to listen, of course, if you're on your dial. But before we get into this matchup, we're going to take a quick break. We'll see you right back here on KSOM and live video coverage on WesternIowaToday.com.
Anita Supply Center is here for you. From the big jobs to the small tasks, we're here to help. Hi, this is Kim with a reminder of our hours, so when you need our help, we're here. Anita Supply Center is open Monday through Fridays, 7 to 5, and Saturdays, 8 until noon. We're here 6 days a week for all your building, landscaping, how-to projects, repairs, and more. We offer free in-home measurements, free estimates, and can help you put your ideas together. Anita Supply Center is open 6 days a week for all your home improvement and building needs.
What's it mean to be in good hands? It means you get an expert agent who's in it for the long haul. We'll get to know you and be there for you as your coverage needs change. I'm Craig Hummel at Hummel Insurance Services, and we work with Allstate Insurance. Let us help you choose the right amount of protection to meet your needs, and see for yourself what it means to be in good hands. Call Hummel Insurance Services at 800-482-6426 or stop in anytime.
Rancho Grande in Atlantic has it all. Delicious food, great atmosphere, and a convenient location. Authentic Mexican food starts with chips and salsa, and you can add guac or queso. Enjoy everything from tacos, burritos, tamales, chimichangas, fajitas, and more in a variety of options. Leave room for dessert, like bring the whole family, a date night, even a business lunch at Rancho Grande. Located West 7th Street, open 7 days a week with dine-in, carry-out, and catering available at Rancho Grande in Atlantic.
And we're right back here at Riverside High School. I'm Zach Allen sitting alongside Austin West. And Austin, pretty good matchup coming here, especially when we look at both of Riverside and Audubon as we took a look here in the entirety of our pregame show. And we'd like to thank you for listening to our KSOM Volleyball pregame show, which has been brought to you by Brockner Carnes & Carnes, Cass Health, Rigzag Services, Anita Supply Center, Hummel Insurance, Rancho Grande, 2nd Street Auto, Stein Seed, Principal Financial Group, Ziegler, Iowa Western Community College, S&B Feed Yard, Marta's Welding, and Brumley Supplies. Austin, great matchup that we've got coming here as both teams are kind of finishing up their warm-up here as they're going to go into their huddle before they break out on the court, and then we can get you some starting lineups right here and exactly where everyone's going to be positioned this evening as both teams are going to line up on these service lines, and looks like we're going to get into some of these starting lineups here for both of these teams.
Yeah, and starting a little later than we thought. We think Audubon's bus might have gotten delayed a little bit, so they showed up a little late. So we're about 20-ish minutes behind schedule, but we're still ready to go, thankfully, here.
And, you know, I thought that initially, so I took a look at it, and it looks like they actually had this game to start at 7:30 and said that it was going to be at 7. So sometimes you get a confirmation that is correct, and other times, hey, you roll with the punches. You have an extended pregame show, but everyone got kind of a big inside look on both of these teams, and I enjoyed our pregame show.
Yeah, and I think people that were able to listen to that, they got a little more depth than maybe they're used to getting with the pregame show, so hopefully they enjoyed it.
I think they enjoyed. I enjoyed it.
I know you enjoyed it.
Oh, I enjoyed it.
You always love reading off the stats and stuff. I know this is your jam right here. This is your pregame show to have and to hold and basically just take control of.
I like being the king of the pregame show, if you want to put it in that standpoint. We'll maybe get a little pregame show crown. We'll go to Burger King eventually, and we'll put a little logo on there or something?
We can do that.
We can do that. We can do something with that. I thought of the cheapest way to do it because I don't want to purchase anything, of course.
Right, of course.
But
understandably,
regardless of that, and regardless of our pregame show, how good or how great it was, it doesn't matter how it kind of goes, as they're kind of announcing some of these starters here for this competition. But you got to look at it. It's a packed house here and a loud PA system.
We're not even underneath the speakers. We're out in front of them. They're coming back at us, so it just makes it seem even louder for everybody here.
But you can definitely hear just kind of the difference overall, just how this PA system really works. It's a loud one, so if you've got it and you can hear your natural sound mic here, man, you're going to have a heck of a sound mic this evening.
Yeah, I mean, you can probably just hear the lineup straight through our headsets, basically, at this point.
At this point?
It is loud in here.
You can, as they continue to go down the line. As he mentioned, Alyssa Amdor, she's just a big impact player. Of course, one of the better players on this Riverside team that we kind of mentioned before. Just developing statistically just all the way down the line. Her and Alia Richardson really are two players that I think are the two big impacts and the big two key pieces coming here for this game against Audubon. As it looks like they're going to play the national anthem, as we will have the national anthem played live right here on KSOM.
By members of the middle school, high school choir under the direction of Mrs. Amanda Brandon.
And, well, you know, you get the loudest PA system in the world and you get a choir that sounds beautiful but doesn't get a mic to go on the PA system. So, hey, regardless of that, beautifully sung by the Riverside Choir. Nice job, and a kudos to them goes out to them as well, because look at the student section, Austin. I mean, you can't see it if you're, of course, watching or even listening, but, I mean, a student section that is packed. There's about 5 or 6 rows of bleachers that are just packed tight in an entire section.
Yeah, and they are loud at 2 already. Probably about this. We were talking about the student sections on Tuesday. This is probably a combination of both of them, but they're just cheering for one team right now.
Right. I mean, it really is just a big combination of both sides. As looking at the floor here, in terms of positioning and starting off in positions, number 1, Ellie Henderson, is going to start in zone 1. Starting in zone 2, it's going to be number 10, Madison Kelly for Riverside. Number 13, Bentley Roan will be starting in zone 3. Number 16, Alyssa Amdor will be in zone 4. Looking in terms of the other positions coming up here will be number 4, Alia Richardson, and will be in zone 6. And the libero checking in, number 5, Carly Henderson. She'll be sitting in zone 6 here this evening. Looking at Audubon side of the floor, number 6, Addie Hooker is going to be in zone 1 as she's off to the races with a big serve. Ends up in an ace. No better way to start off a match with an ace. Number 17, Maddie Kasper-Bauer is going to be starting in zone 2. Number 11, Harlow Miller in 3. Number 5, Anna Larson sitting in zone 4. Number 10, Maddie Nielsen in 6. Excuse me, in 5. And number 5, Anna Larson in 6. Riverside almost looked to try to play it over, but Audubon getting another point added up onto the board.
Yeah, I mean, that one just never had the distance it wanted to go forward up towards the net. It just kept going straight up and down.
Serve is up, serve is out of bounds. It goes past the out of bounds line far over Riverside's heads as it's a 2-1 lead here for Audubon early in the first set of this match. And what a match it's gonna be. Serve is up and over by Sophia Fenner, serving 86% on the season. Audubon with an attack on the outside by Harlow Miller. Strong side attack coming back for Riverside, just goes out of bounds. And we saw a nice job by Bentley Roan, but she just didn't snap her wrist in time.
Yeah, and what it's been a lot of times is the positioning where they've been. They think it's coming one way, and they just kind of misjudge it, so they have to fix their steps, and it just hasn't, like you said, hasn't been able to get their arms and wrists, been able to get their feet have gotten there, but the rest of them haven't.
Serve is up and over. Nice serve return by Ellie Henderson. Goes to the strong side of Sophia Taylor. Just goes out of bounds. Taylor had a good attack on it, but at the same time turned her shoulders and really messed up the attack she had coming on it. Kenneth Sporer with the serve here for Audubon. Middle attack coming. Just the tip as it's passed on up by Maddie Nielsen. Nielsen on the strong side trying to get this one up. Nice shot by Riverside to continue up and play. Block down coverage. Harlow Miller with a block. That's her 10th of the season.
What a great one-on-one as well. Just, she got every piece of that one.
Taking every piece of the puzzle, if you want to say it in that way. Amdor on the strong side for Riverside makes an attack. Goes through the strong side outside to Maddie Nielsen. Just kind of a bloop over the net. Riverside trying to play this one up. A weak side attack tip. Nice job by Roan on the Riverside of the floor. She's able to earn her 30th kill this season just with a little tip kill. A lot of players always ask me, hey, coach, if I tip it over, does that count as a kill? Well, yes, it does.
As long as you get the point.
If you get the point, that's all that matters to me. A 5-2 lead here for Audubon over Riverside. Serve is up, over, just out. Man, that one looked close to that back service line.
Yeah, it was close, and even our line judge back there was just staring the spot down, just like, did I see that right? And he's like, yeah, that one was out.
Harlow Miller to serve. Short serve goes zone 5 tight. Nice job just getting over by Ayla Richardson. She's going to hit towards on the weak side. Audubon still keeping it in play. Nice job by the Wheelers in that circumstance, especially Candace Sporer. Play back by Riverside. Dig up by Sporer, just as shanked off the arms. Passing error on her side, and a nice job by Riverside. I told you. We get another match here on Thursday as well.
Yeah, and this one looking like it'll be the close one it was projected to be.
6-3 lead here for Audubon early. Service up and over by Riverside. Audubon trying with a weak side attack. Carly Henderson just had to pass that one over the net. Play back on over by Elio Richardson. Play back, strong side attack for Audubon is way out of bounds as Maddie Nielsen was not in position to take that attack.
Yeah, and that set just kind of went back behind her, so she had to really get a big wind-up so she could kind of get back to reach it and still try to get over the net at the same time.
Alyssa Amdor to serve here for Riverside. Nice, good serve, just hard, goes zone 6. Tip on over by Audubon. And it's not going to be a block touch, it's just going to be a push on down. And I agree with that. She tried to go for the tip, but just pushed it all the way, so can't shove the ball back into the ground.
Unfortunately. Make a lot of games a lot easier, wouldn't it?
I mean, you could do it every time.
Exactly.
Service up and over. Nice job by Audubon. The serve receive. Weak side attack from Larson on Audubon's side, able to be played up by Riverside's Richardson. Back row attack coming for the Bulldogs. Nice save by Michelle Brooks in the front row. Play back, strong side attack, kill, Maddie Nielsen.
Got some power behind that one as well. You can see why she's got 85 of them on this season. My goodness.
Make that 86 now. 7-5 lead on the Seed Pro scoreboard. As Audubon's leading over Riverside here in this competition. A tip by the middle hitter of Taylor, played up by Audubon. It's just showing a strong side attack, but just set out too far, just played over the free ball. Weak side attack coming for Riverside. Nice slide by Taylor. Played back by Audubon once again. Dig up by Roan. Played in the back row. Nice job in the back row by Amdor. Played back by Riverside. Touch tight to the net. Falling down is Audubon on that attempt as One of the players, number 9, Michelle Brooks, tried to go up for the block, just not able to get in tight blocking coverage, just kind of fell down with the ball.
Oh no, she was ready to kill it. She had the windup going, and she just mistimed it, and I think it was just behind it, so it dropped underneath her arm as she was swinging. Riverside
with this serve received by Miller. Back set by Audubon, played on back by Riverside. And a 4-time set, as Audubon's just not able to get that one over. We're tied at 7. Still here in the first set of action between Riverside and Audubon. I'm Zach Collins alongside Austin West. 7 on the C-Pro scoreboard as Audubon's trying with a weak side attack from Nielsen. Just goes out of bounds. She hit behind it on that one and kind of just pulled it up high.
Yeah, we've seen it a lot so far tonight. Even we just had them out of position on some great setups, and just unfortunately sends them high flying out the back.
The ball actually went to the other side of the court. So here at Riverside, there are 2 different courts. There's a tarp in between, and somehow, some way, that ball got to the other side. And well, now we're finally getting back in action. An 8-7 lead here for Riverside, their first lead of this match. Number 5, Carly Henderson to serve, serving 88% on the season. Pass on up, Hooker looks, back set, block down by Ellie Henderson. And what a block that was.
Great hit, it just happened to be matched by a great block, and it shot right back at Audubon. Not much you can do there.
Perfect timing, perfect form. Can't ask for anything better out of Henderson. Her 6th block of the season, 2nd solo block of the season. Played up by Audubon. Tip from the middle comes from Brooks. Played on up by Riverside. Henderson trying to go him over. Just tips it back on over to Audubon's side. Hooker looks to the strong side. Hit attack from Nielsen. Touch back on over. They're going to send a deep free ball. Nice job by Carly Henderson to try to get that one. Tight to the net. Played up. Middle hitter. Back row. Just goes out of bounds for Alyssa Andor. Excuse me, that is Madison Kelly who tried to play that one off on the Riverside side of the floor. Had a heck of a volley going for a second there.
Yeah, nice couple of saves there as well to match it. Just fantastic job.
Henderson able to get this serve reception up. Nice at middle attack coming from Ellie Henderson, but it's not going to count as a kill because Audubon was in the net. Looked like it was number 6, Addie Hooker, that was in the net on the attempt as she tried to go up and block it. Not able to do so in that circumstance.
Another loose ball as well made it all the way over to the other side. It's just finding that small little gap between the wall and the net that's separating these 2 gyms, air quotes on that one. And it's just found it multiple times now perfectly.
Henderson going back to serve, serving 95% on the season. Just a float serve, kind of what I predicted it to be. Audubon able to play it up. Strong side attack, big block from the outside. An amazing block to put it at that. Number 13, Bentley Roan, able to get that block touch. We'll credit her with that block, her 6th of the season. You know, we mentioned blocks per set. Riverside on their side with 3. They've already got 2 so far here. Audubon, same thing with 3. They've also got 2. 11-8 on the C-Pro scoreboard. Bulldogs up top, Wheelers. Back set, back row attack here for Nielsen. Just goes out of bounds. Maddie Nielsen's kind of getting a little flustered here early. She comes in her composure a little bit. I think that'll benefit her in the long run.
And again, some of these sets just seem to be not where she's ready for them, and so she has to readjust quickly on the fly to be able to get the hit.
Audubon plays this one up. Far side, strong side attack for Casper Bauer, but just a touchdown. Paul has a nice job by Roan as she's on that far side of the floor. Weak side position, able to block that down, and we're able to take a timeout. We'll see you right back here in 30 seconds. 13-8 on the C-Pro scoreboard. We'll be right back here on KSOM.
At 2nd Street Auto, it's our mission to get you back on the road fast. And it all starts with free local towing. Once you're back at the shop, we talk you through your car repair with a free and fair estimate. We do everything in-house so you know who's working on your car. Our Hercules tires come with free road hazard repair, free rotation for the life of the tires, and a free alignment check. And nobody can beat our transmission rebuild and repair experts. Brakes, tune-ups, oil changes, preventative maintenance, and service work make 2nd Street your first stop.
live on KSOM 96.5 and streaming live on westerniowatoday.com. You're listening to KSOM Sports.
And we're right back here at Riverside High School. Reminding you, this broadcast is brought to you by Brockner Carnes & Carnes, your trusted insurance since 1894, and Cass Health, neighbors caring for neighbors. I'm Zach Allen sitting alongside Austin West as Ellie Henderson gets one off here for Riverside. Casper Bauer for Audubon on the strong side, tries the attack, just goes out of bounds. Man, that was a close one. She's just trying to target that far side of the line, but yet she hasn't been able to do so.
Yeah, and that one might have caught a piece of the net as well as she was trying to go cross court, which just added the problem.
Henderson with a service error, but she went on a bit of a run before that. Kind of unlikely of her. She was serving 95% on the season. Audubon's Jordan Mulford is going to check in for number 9, Michelle Brooks, as we'll see Mulford go back to serve. She served 80% so far on the season. The 4'10" sophomore defensive specialist serves this one just out. Had a little bit too much power behind it. She'll remain in the back row as it's a 15-9 lead for Riverside over Audubon. Henderson going back to serve again, as she served before, but regardless of that, we continue back here in action. Outside attack coming for Casper Bauer. It'll be dug up by Henderson. Played, back set, coming for Riverside by Roan, able to be played up by Audubon. Back row attack coming from Nielsen, just goes out of bounds. Nielsen trying with that attempt in the back row, just wasn't able to snap down.
No, these back row attacks have really not been working for Audubon. It just seems like she hasn't been able to get the angle to be able to get it over the net, but also come down before that back line.
She's a bit too hesitant when you see it, and at the same time, she's not in position to be able to do so. As Audubon's trying to play this one up. Nice dig up by Richardson. Played on up. Outside attack coming for Riverside. Touchback on and over. Nice job by Riverside. The block down, Alyssa Amdor. We'll count that as a kill, as it was kind of a tip down kill. Audubon trying to go up for the block, 17-9. And she made the attempt, so we'll count it down as that. 17-9 on the C-Pro scoreboard. For some reason, the clock for a timeout's continuing to go, so hopefully they stop that so the buzzer doesn't go off. Back set middle attack coming from Miller, played up by Riverside. They're going to try a strong side attack from Kelly. Play back on up by Audubon. Riverside able to keep it back in action. Goes to Roan. Weak side attack coming. That's a kill for Bentley Roan as that one just eclipses inside the floor.
That one, direct hit on the line. You know when they have those, they bring up the strike zone for baseball and they show it just barely nicks the corner of the strike zone? That's basically what happened here. About 75% of that ball was outside, but all that matters is that 25% that landed on the line.
Exactly. 18-9, Riverside up. Currently in this competition by 9 over Audubon. Nice dig up by Henderson. Played on up by Riverside, just sends over a high free ball. Does touch out of bounds as it touches the ceiling pull down screen. And Audubon will take over. They kind of got a little lucky on that one as Riverside had a lot of momentum on their side of the floor for a bit there. Let's see if Addie Hooker can bring it back with this serve. A nice serve as that one went right to number 16, Alyssa Amdor. Played on over with a free ball by Richardson. Dug on up by Mulford. Middle attack and a kill for Harlow Miller. Her first of the match, 68th on the season.
What a good one, too. That's kind of the offense they've been trying to set up all night, and they're finally getting the chance to run it, and it's now starting to work. As I will say, they got to be careful hitting on these high rafters, much higher than Tuesdays, and they've got a guard on one of the lights. It looks a little loose over on this Audubon side.
Well, let's hope it stays there. I've seen things happen before. Let's hope for the safety that nothing happens here. It's a 19-11 lead for Riverside on the C-Pro scoreboard. As going back to service, Alyssa Amdor. Played on up by Audubon. Outside attack for Miller. Nice job by Miller. Kind of did a little bit of a quick set for Miller as she's now has back-to-back kills for Audubon.
Looks like she was ready to go with the windup and then just decides, tap.
Hey, I always tell my hitters, if you can find an open gap, I don't care where you put it. I just care if you score and you're confident in that tip. Played on up by Audubon. Service on their side. Riverside trying to play it back with Amdor. Nice dig up on Audubon's side by Hooker. Played on back with a free ball. Deep free ball. Was it touched? It was. It's in. What a call by the line official.
That one was really close over here. Just kind of from the angle, it maybe looked like it was slanting away, but maybe from his angle, some of it got a piece of the line.
Caden Spoor with that serve. Weak side attack for Roan on Audubon's side. Just goes out of bounds. This mean that was Riverside's side as it went to Audubon's side out of bounds. Bulldogs still with a 5-point lead on the C-Pro scoreboard, 19-14 in this first set. Spoor with this serve, that just goes out of bounds. If Audubon becomes more consistent in their service game, they really have this set.
Yeah, I mean, that's been a lot. They start to get on these runs where they've put together some good volleys, they've done some good offense, drawn some good plays up, and then they just get a serve that gets launched out of bounds.
Played on up by Audubon. It will send this one towards the outside where no one was in coverage. Nice job by Mulford to get that one back on over. Weak side attack coming. Played on up by Audubon, but just a tip on over. Nice job by Alia Richardson to play that one with a weak side attack.
We saw Mulford here earlier today as well as we were here a little early. She was contributing a little bit on the JV squad as well, so she's getting some time here now on varsity.
Service by Riverside's Bentley Roan. Outside attack coming here for Nielsen. Played on up. Looks like it touched a lot of the tape. Maybe a touch block. It is going to be touching the tape as Audubon is going to take a timeout. We'll take it with them. 22-14 on the C-Pro scoreboard. Riverside currently leading. We'll be right back here on KSOM and WesternIowaToday.com. And we're just going to get right back into it here as they had a shorter timeout as 22-14 on the C-Pro scoreboard. Riverside with the serve here. Number 13, Bentley Roan with that serve. It goes in. That was undoubtedly in. And Audubon's number 13, Caden Spoor, just kind of watching that one fall. If I were her, I would have played it up regardless because of how close that was.
Yeah, and that one was a good foot inside the line at least.
2-point set here for Riverside as they're looking to take this first set here. Audubon just going to try to send it back, not able to as it kind of bounces around like a pinball for just a moment. And now it's just a 1-point set as it's 24-14, 10-point lead on the C-Pro scoreboard for Riverside. Bentley Roan can finish things off here with this serve. Serve is up and over. Good target of Spoor once again. Played up by Audubon and a nice save. Continuing to be played up by Carly Henderson. Outside attack coming here for Amdor. Just does a tip on over. Goes with a strong side attack on Audubon's side of Nielsen. Off the touch block, out of bounds. Nice job by Audubon. Just hitting in that block, able to turn the shoulder, kind of go in with it, and direct it off the block in their favor.
And what a good block it was, too. Just unfortunate that we couldn't keep it going off that and it sent out of bounds, and we got to stop it.
Number 11, Harlow Miller to serve. As this one touches the top of the tape. It's off the face of number 16, Alyssa Amdor. Maybe she got her hands there in time, but really it looked like it kind of came off of her in that circumstance.
Yeah, it looked like it was tape, jawline, out of bounds.
It's kind of what it looked like, really. 24-16 C-Pro scoreboard. Riverside just needs one to finish off this first set. Miller with the serve, goes deep. Played up by Henderson. Set with a weak side, backside attack for Amdor. Played on up by Audubon, but a touch on over, but they're going to call reach on over. As this set's not over, as Audubon's walking off thinking that they lost it. But
good call.
It's a good call.
She was way over the net.
It was a playable ball on Audubon's side, just reaching over. Looked to be number 4, Ayla Richardson, as well as number 12, Sophia Taylor. Kind of a combination of them both as this one goes out. Ends the first set. 25-17 is your final score of the first set of action, but we've got two more and maybe even more after that. We'll see right here as you're listening live on KSOM and streaming live video coverage on WesternIowaToday.com.
Partner with the undisputed leader in Enlist E3 soybean genetics. With exceptional yield and value, neighbor-friendly weed control, and more new elite genetics developed faster, Stein can help you maximize profits on every acre you plant. Discover yield plus experience with Stein Enlist E3 soybeans. Learn more at steinseed.com. Stein has yield.
Contact Trey Bricks at 249-2503.
Live video streaming on WesternIowaToday.com is courtesy of Nishnanet.
offering always fast internet with no gimmick pricing to select rural areas of Cass and Audubon counties. Net is a local company with local technicians and offers unlimited data on most of their internet plans. Learn more about Net and their services and products by going to their website at nissionanet.com. nissionanet.com, technically awesome.
Make sure you're getting the best coverage for you at the most competitive rate. Hi, this is Nick Carnes with Brocker Carnes & Carnes. We are an independent insurance agency that offers coverage for your home, auto, life, farm, and everything in between. But mostly we are here to help. As an independent agency, we can shop around for the best rates and coverages from multiple companies. Stop by one of our offices or go to brockercarnes.com for a quote on your insurance. Let Brocker Carnes & Carnes help you get the best coverage at a competitive rate.
Live on KSOM 96.5 and streaming live on westerniowatoday.com. You're listening to KSOM Sports.
And we're right back here live at Riverside High School. I'm Zach Collins sitting alongside Austin West. Riverside taking the first set, 25-17. They'll start off the second set with a serve here, a deep one. Miscommunication to start off, and Madison Kelly. Good serve to start things off here. As a reminder, this broadcast is brought to you by Riggs Ag Services. Transform your planter with help from Riggs Ag Services in Lewis. Kelly with another serve here for Riverside. Targets the same position of number 9, Michelle Brooks. Auburn's just going to send over a free ball as Hooker sends this one deep. Played up by Riverside. Middle attack coming here for Taylor. Ends up with a kill for Sophia Taylor. She had 36 kills coming into this match. Seen impressive stuff so far out of the junior outside hitter as she's playing a middle position hitter so far here in this competition. Kelly with another serve over. Audubon able to try to play this one up. Outside attack for Casper Bauer. Block touch. They're going to get it over in 3. Nice job by Riverside to kind of maintain that possession, and a tip on over. And it's going to be Audubon's ball for a second. The top official almost pointed to Riverside for a second. Almost thought she called it as a carry.
Yeah, it looked close. Like I thought it maybe was going to be, but thankfully it was not. So it ends up as a kill.
Or thankfully for Audubon's side, it's not as. Serve is up by number 6, Addie Hooker. Played on up. Weak side attack coming for the Bulldogs. This one's played up by Taylor. Audubon with a good dig in the back row, just having to send over a free ball, just not able to get it down in time. Strong side attack coming. Played up in the block. Nice job by Alyssa Amdor. Now eclipses over 40 kills this season. 3-1 on the C-Pro scoreboard. Set 2 of volleyball action between Riverside and Audubon. Service up and over. Audubon able to play this one up. They're just going to have to send over another free ball. Just struggling on serve receive right now are the Wheelers. Played on up by Taylor. They're going to kind of double on Riverside's side of the floor on number 4, Ayla Richardson. Audubon to go back to serve now. As number 13, Kenneth Spoor to serve for the Wheelers. Tough serve goes zone 5, just straight on serve. As this one's played back on over by Riverside, they're looking for a tip. They're not going to get it. Nice job by Audubon, just kind of let that one sail out of bounds.
And we've seen a couple, they've just been real close on. They've decided to go after this one. Made the right call, let it go.
Riverside to play this one up. Number 1, Ellie Henderson to hit that one over. As this Audubon looks like they're going to return it back over finally here with just a free ball by Larson. Excuse me, Larson in that case. Set back over. Nice tip on over by Ayla Richardson. Goes up like she's going to set the outside. But instead of setting the outside, she sets on over the net.
And what a great spot for it to land. Just dead center, dead spot. No one was ready for it, and no one could get there in time.
When you can't get there in time, you know it's a perfect spot. 4-3 on the C-Pro scoreboard. Riverside up by 1 as we were tied for just a short moment. Audubon looking to tie this one back up here. Tips that one over. Somehow not a carry on Riverside's side, but continuing back in action of Nielsen. Made an outside attack. Nice dig up by Henderson on Riverside's side of the floor. Henderson, strong side attack. Played up by Audubon. Nice job by Hooker, as well as number 9, Michelle Brooks. Riverside looking to finish things off here. Played on up, dug on up by Spoor. Played on by the Wheelers. Sent over, but not before the middle divider is kind of the conflict of interest, if we would like to put it in that circumstance.
I mean, if you're sending it that high anyways, I mean, look at the rafters we had on Tuesday. These rafters are much, much higher. That thing would have bounced off already. So they're lucky enough that they have a gym that's this high that they had a chance on these.
And an ace served up by Riverside. Touched the tape at the top and fell down to the floor. Nice job by Alyssa Amdor. Now it's 13 aces on the season. And really, I mean, kind of focus on her serve, Austin, especially her form that she's got here. Just a basic form. I actually thought she's going to be a jump server looking at percentage and everything. Just a basic form as this one's hit. Outside, strong side. Maddie Nielsen with another kill here for the Wheelers.
Just a good spot, too. That's one of the ones that no one was ready to go into. They're at the very back corner. They're like, well, we just got to let it go at this point and pray that it's not inbounds. And what do you know, it was.
Played it up by the Bulldogs, but not before it goes out of bounds. Harlow Miller is going to be credited with the ace, her 13th of the season. Just not down in perfect form was Riverside. Number 13, Bentley Roan, looked to be the one trying to receive that last ball. Played on up by Riverside on the serve reception. Henderson with a strong side attack, a hard one. Audubon somehow playing this one up. Just sent over with a short one by Miller. Played it up by the Bulldogs. It's going to be sent over just with a short tip by Richardson. Played up by the Wheelers. Strong side attack for Nielsen. Goes out of bounds. Maddie Nielsen, as she gains control of her form, and not only her form, but just kind of gains control of her momentum going forward, she's got it good because if she takes one step back as a hitter, she's got it made.
Yeah, and some of them I feel like it's her setting to her too. I feel like she's not expecting it to be there, and they're like, hey, we're going to you, and she's like, oh, I'm not ready for this.
Audubon trying to play this one back. Weak side attack by Larson, played up by Henderson of the Riverside Bulldogs. Outside a strong side attack, Titch. Nice job by Ellie Henderson. Was going to go out of bounds, but Audubon touching it, so Riverside will get the point. 9-4 here on the Seed Pro scoreboard in the second set. Reminding that Riverside is up 1-0 after winning 25-17 in the first. Henderson to play this one. Played it up by Audubon's Harlow Miller. Weak side attack coming, block coverage, but they're going to cross the line. Man, that's a tough call to make as the down official, especially from this side of the floor. She's on the opposite side. It was made on the weak side attack as Audubon is on our left side here. So interesting, but regardless, we kind of can't see because the officials stand.
True, which is one of the unfortunate things, you know, you have in broadcasting. This is the angle you want, but you're going to miss some things.
Audubon trying to play this one up. Michelle Brooks going to go in for the attack. Touches the tape. I don't know if they're going to count it as a block, but regardless of that, Audubon is going to take a timeout. We'll take it with them. 11-4, Riverside leads on the Seed Pro scoreboard. We'll see you right back here in 30 seconds on KSOM and WesternIowaToday.com.
It's time to take back your uptime and keep it optimized with genuine AGCO parts from Ziegler Ag Equipment. With the largest AGCO and legacy part selection in Iowa, offering superior quality OEM parts for your ag machinery. Make sure you're getting the very best out of your machines. Insist on genuine AGCO parts for consistently excellent performance. Stop in today to our Atlantic location to get your genuine AGCO parts.
Live on KSOM 96.5 and streaming live on WesternIowaToday.com. You're listening to KSOM Sports.
And we're back here at Riverside High School. I'm Zach Collins sitting alongside Austin West. Riverside with an 11-4 lead on the Seed Pro scoreboard. Reminding you that this broadcast is brought to you by Hummel Insurance. Service is the difference with Hummel. Service up and over by Carly Henderson. Played on up by Miller. Outside strong side attack coming for Nielsen. Offers up and a kill. Good timeout taken by the Wheelers to get her into a good position, kind of relax her down, and kind of just have her focus on where she needs to be. She was a step back, so hey, I get credit for something, right?
Absolutely, you do. I agree.
Larson with this serve goes to Henderson. Back set over the net by Richardson. What a sneaky play by Ayla Richardson.
It's the second one she's done now in this set.
But that one was a back set over, which I think is even more impressive. 12-5 lead on the Seed Pro scoreboard, played up by Audubon as Riverside had that serve attempt. Nice blocking attempt by Hooker. Played on up, and a miscommunication on Audubon's side as Spoor just lets that one drop. We're going to let a station ID drop as well. We'll be right back here in 10 seconds. You're listening to KSOM.
Playing your kind of country. 96.5 KSOM, Audubon, Atlantic, Red Oak, Harlan.
And we're back in action here as Alia Richardson not only earned the kill on the last one, she gets an ace on that service attempt. She targeted Spoor as she's in zone 5, just kind of went on towards that outside line. That's a good serve to make. You're just going straight on. This one up and over, goes to the opposite side of Anna Larson. She's able to play this one up. However, it is going to be a double called on Audubon's side. Good call by the officials. Something I would have definitely made too as well. Thought she was going to get away from it for a second because it came out clean. But when you looked at it, didn't come out so clean when it came into her hands. Played up by Spoor. Weak side attack coming. Hits line. Nice job by Maddie Nielsen with that kill.
Just right down the line. She had it straight up and down and just lasered it down into the hardwood.
Maddie Casper Bowers coming in for number 13, Candace Spoor, as this serve is up and over. Somehow played up by Riverside. Nice job by Bentley Roan. Middle attack coming here for Brooks. That one just goes out of bounds. That one flies over the service line. Now a 16-6, 10-point lead on the C-Pro scoreboard for Riverside. And what looked to have been a good matchup ends up in Audubon with a few mistakes that we're just continuously seeing here. Serve by Henderson, just a float easy serve played up by Larson. Strong side attack coming for Casper Bauer. Beautiful dig up by Henderson, but just was a little bit too much as she put a little bit too much oomph into it, if you'd like to put it per se. Kind of moved her arms as she was going down with it. She just held it out, would have had it. Michelle Brooks with this serve, serves out of bounds, and really Austin's service errors seem to be the name of the game that are messing Audubon up.
Yeah, they get these great kills, these great blocks, whatever it may be, and they get that serve back. And then it seems like it's been 7 out of 10 times it's just out of bounds, out the back.
17-7, C-Pro scoreboard. Riverside leads. Tip on over by Audubon. Played on by Riverside. Weak side attack coming. Nice attack by Taylor. Played up by Audubon. Sent back over by Aaron Larson. Excuse me, Addie Hooker plays that one back on over. She's going to be offered up with the kills. It just tips off of her. That's 12 now on the season for Addie Hooker.
As student section here tonight went fancy clothes, and we had 2 guys that went above and beyond, brought their homecoming dresses in. Their mom blushing as she walked him through the gates as well.
I have no words because you've now distracted me from everything that's taking place.
Would you like me to summarize quickly?
No.
Okay.
You know what? I don't. 18-8 on the C-Pro scoreboard. That summarizes things up here as Audubon makes a back row service attempt. Southside attack coming for Harlow Miller. She'll get a kill.
You need a breather, buddy?
Oh, I need more than a breather. I'm crying, actually, a little bit. All right. We're back in action. We're going to continue here, remain to not cry and laugh on air as this one played up by Henderson of Riverside. Back row attack coming here for Amdor. Touches the top of the tape. Nothing's going to be taken on Audubon's side of the floor in terms of a block coverage.
Well, we've officially figured it out, folks. If we want to mess up Zach on air, we know how to do it.
It's an interesting one as Audubon serves out of bounds. Candace Spoor serving that one out of bounds. And, well, I mean, you'd have to consistently get what I just saw every single game.
Or something similar.
Oh, okay.
Something similarly distracting enough that just confuses you more than anything and leaves you at a loss for words.
And this one served out of bounds. I'm not at a loss for words on that serve, but I am at a loss of words for the first time in, honestly, a long time after seeing that.
This guy had no composure. Look at me. I'm cool, calm, collected. Doesn't bother me. I guess Eastern Iowa's just got weirder stuff going on than Indiana does.
Henderson with a strong side attack, played up by Audubon. Goes with a strong side attack, and Maddie Nielsen. Nice job by the Bulldogs of Ayla Richardson as she's able to get over there, tried setting that one up, but a net violation is going to be called on Audubon. Riverside looking down for a second. Audubon was celebrating. Now it's just entirely flip-flopped as the Wheelers look blankly at each other to Riverside's 20-11 lead on the C Pro scoreboard.
Huge momentum shift was possible there. Again, a 19-12 score is a little bit better than a 20-11 score.
Carly Henderson with this serve, played up by the Wheelers. Weak side attack coming here for Larson, played up by Henderson. It's going to be a middle attack. Number 10, Madison Kelly with that attempt. Can be played up by Audubon. Back row attack from the Wheelers of Harlow Miller. Ends up in a kill for Miller. Back row attack. She's in the pipe position, which means she's in the middle of the back row. Able to just play that one up, and a beautiful setup job by the Wheelers.
Yeah, just kind of slipped under Carly Henderson's hands. She was right on time. It just perfectly slid between her hands and the floor.
Madison Kelly with a hard attack. Audubon trying to play that one over, not able to, as it kind of rolled around for a second. But at the same time, I mean, if you're sending over a free ball, she's standing up practically. You got to get down, you got to get low, you got to use something in your legs to bring that ball on over to the net. 21-12 on the C Pro scoreboard. Riverside continues to lead. Back set goes to Nielsen. Weak side attack. Somehow played up by the Bulldogs, but looks like they're going to call that one down. I thought it was down for a second, and then it continued, so that's why we kind of got a little excited.
I glanced down to like mark my score sheet up here and like get the score updated, and I looked back up and we're still going. I was like, wait a minute, there's no way we served that already.
Riverside playing this one up after the Audubon serve. Audubon trying to play this one, but Riverside getting the betterment of it. And it's going to be 4 hits caught on Audubon. 22-13, second set, 25-17 was the score of the first set as Riverside took that one. Riverside looks to take this one here as Ellie Henderson serves. Hooker with a set goes to Casper Bauer. She plays that one on the outside. Dig up by Riverside. It's set down over the deep free ball by Amdor. Set, back row goes. Nielsen with the kill. Back row pipe position. That wasn't working in the first set. Now it's kind of coming into play here in the second for Audubon.
Yeah, I think that's the second one now she's had in the last like 3 or 4 points for Audubon. So I think they're slowly trying to figure it out. Hopefully it's just not too late for them.
Casper Bauer and Nielsen kind of switching off with that one as Amdor tries a strong side attack. Nice touch block on the front row by Harlow Miller. Miller goes out for an attack, touches the top of the tape as that one's going to land down to the floor, 23-14. Audubon still down here in this game on the C Pro scoreboard as we'll see Jordan Mulford take on over for number 9, Michelle Brooks. Brooks is an 82% server on the season. Mulford 80% as this one's played on over. Nice job by Audubon. A beautiful attack goes from the outside.
Not sure who that was. Was that Harlow Miller?
It was Harlow Miller, her 5th. 23-15. Audubon still trying to itch their way back into this one. A tip on over by Taylor, and a beautiful tip by Taylor. Nice job by Sophia Taylor. She tips that one. She's just shy of 40 kills here on the season. 1 point set for Riverside as they lead by 9 on the C Pro scoreboard. This one up and over. Kelly with that serve. Excuse me, that was Roan with that serve. This one played up by Riverside. Outside strong side attack coming as Audubon plays that one up. Back row pipe position attack coming for Nielsen. Touchdown, Nielsen. That one just hitting the tape, and well, when you hit the tape and it rolls off of it, it's going to roll hard, and that one especially rolled hard on that attempt.
And what a saving roll it was. That one was headed out of bounds, but thankfully the tape puts a backspin on it, so it lands just inside the line.
Spoor with that serve. Riverside looking to play it over. Henderson with a roll shot on over the net. Dug up by Spoor. Middle attack coming here for Miller. Able to be played up by Henderson. Touch on back on. Audubon, Nielsen, strong side attack as she makes that one. Dug on back on over as it's set over Henderson, but nice job by Riverside. You couldn't ask for anything better than that to end set 2.
Just unbelievable. It was a killer hit right into the arms of Riverside, and it gets sent right back over. And the Wheelers are just don't know what to do. They thought they'd have time to prepare, and they just watch it come right to them, and they're like, Wait a minute, it's not supposed to come back to us this fast.
They watched it come back, and they watched the set come to an end. 25-16, final score is set 2. We'll head to set 3. Riverside up 2-0. Stay tuned right here on KSOM and streaming live on WesternIowaToday.com.
For farm supplies, see Brumley Supplies in Carson. General Farm Supplies, nuts and bolts, just about everything you need to get whatever is broke on your farm fixed. Need a new hydraulic hose belt? Brumley Supply can do that for you. Maybe you just need a couple of adapters or fittings. They can handle that too. Conveniently located just outside of Carson. Give them a call at 402-680-5471. For all your farm supply needs, Brumley Supplies in Carson.
Cass Health in Atlantic, Iowa is a nationally recognized hospital, and we are proud of the awards and all of our recent accomplishments. But do you know what drives us to be the very best? You. We're passionate about helping our patients heal and feel their very best at any age and any stage of life. Cass Health, neighbors caring for neighbors.
Thinking about what you want to do in retirement can be fun, and planning for it doesn't have to be difficult. According to Money Guide Incorporated, only 3 out of 10 Americans have a financial plan, and 1/3 report they have no retirement savings. Financial planning is not just all about assets, investments, and net worth. It's about identifying your financial goals. Hi, I'm Erin Friend, a certified financial planner and registered investment advisor. We help you create a customized financial plan based on your expectations, financial situation, and goals. Please contact Mark Smith or me at 243-2466.
Member SIPC.
Live on KSOM 96.5 and streaming live on WesternIowaToday.com. You're listening to KSOM Sports.
We're back in action here as Bentley Roan just had a middle attack kill. She's eclipsed over 30 here. She came into this match with 29, and man, she has been everything but impressive here this evening. Starts off with a 1-0 lead. I'm Zach Collins alongside Austin West as Riverside leads this one 2-0. Audubon looking to try to come back into this one as Miller hits that one on over. Riverside trying with an attack, and a hard attack by Alyssa Amdor. But that one just touches the top of the tape and rolls on down. Number 13, Candace Spohr will check in for number 17, Maddie Kasserbauer. You look a little puzzled for a second here, Austin.
I zoned out really hard right there for a split second, and I had no idea where I was at when I came back.
Well, can't say I've done that before, but we'll get back in action here as Audubon sends over a free ball. Nice job by Maddie Nielsen. Just get that free ball back in play. Touch block up top by Miller. Goes downtown with it. Not going to be credited with a block because it was a touch. And 2 touches mean, well, you're not going to be credited with that block on the attempt. Audubon with their lead here at 2-1 on the C-Pro scoreboard. Set 3 of action. Spohr with that serve. Played on and up. Nice job by Richardson, just trying to send it over once again. Nielsen, outside attack for the outside kill. Maddie Nielsen, she's already eclipsed 90 here. We'll see if she can add on even more. You never know how things are going to play out.
No, I mean, with 6 on the night already, I mean, she's already started to figure it out late in these sets and has really been racking up the kills.
Middle attack coming, just a tip over by Taylor. Audubon's not going to be able to play that one up. A beautiful tip. As you can see, her hand kind of turned, Austin, and what she did was she just tips it. You could see where her shoulders were going the entire time. She just tried to go to that zone 1 position because she saw number 13, Candace Spohr, out of position. Service coming up here for the Bulldogs. Number 13, Bentley Roan, serving that one out of bounds as Audubon will be issued what I like to call the free point.
Tough opportunities sent away there by Riverside. I mean, down 3-2 here, 4-2, excuse me. And they had a chance to try to get back into this game.
Put it up, and a beautiful job once again here by the Bulldogs. Just slams this one down. Wow, what a hit. (3-4) on the C-Pro scoreboard. Audubon still with a lead as number 16, Alyssa Amdor, will go back to serve. Gets this one on over, goes to Nielsen. Set goes on the strong side on out to Nielsen. Played on up by Henderson on Riverside side of the floor. Played up strong side attack for Ellie Henderson. Offers up and a kill. She's been impressive to say the least, and I kind of lost her kill stats actually over time. She had 27 coming into this match. I wouldn't be surprised if she's eclipsed 30 already here. 4-all in this competition. Second from Hooker goes on the weak side to Larson. Played on up by Riverside for a moment. It looked alive. No one's going to be credited with a kill there on the attempt, but just well played.
Looked like it hit a backspin off the net, and it just kind of caused it to drop instead of keep flying to the back row where the Riverside was ready for it back there.
Anna Larson with that serve. Henderson with a set to Andor. Assuming that was number 12, Sophia Taylor. Played on up by Audubon. Touch off the block. Nice job by Maddie Nielsen. Used the block to her advantage. Sophia Taylor didn't have her hands close up on over the block. You can see she's just straight up on the block. Didn't have good timing. Didn't have good jump coverage. Played on back by Audubon as it was a touch attempt. Nice job by Alia Richardson to block that touch attempt. Trying to be played up once again by Henderson as that one just was tight to the net. It's going to be offered up as a double.
This is starting to look a lot like Tuesday. Riverside really controlled this during the first two sets. Now Audubon really starting to take control of set number 3 here.
Who knows what's going to continue to happen. Set on over, free ball. Audubon looking towards the outside. Nielsen with an attack and with a kill as it rolls off the block of the Bulldogs as they're going to take a timeout and a much needed one there. We'll take it with them. 8-4 Audubon leads on the C-Pro scoreboard. We'll be back in 30.
Since 1952, the family-owned Mertz Welding has provided quality welding and fabrication in Carson. They specialize in rebuilding and remanufacturing everything from light to heavy equipment with a variety of machines and welders. There isn't a job Mertz Welding can't handle. For more information, stop in at the shop in the west end of Broadway in Carson or give them a call at 712-484-3821. Mertz Welding is a proud sponsor of Riverside Athletics.
Live on KSOM 96.5 and streaming live on westerniowatoday.com. You're listening to KSOM Sports.
And we're back here at Riverside High School. I'm Zach Collins sitting alongside Austin West as Anna Larson misses that serve. And what you pretty much do if you're Riverside, you isolate the server, you let her mess up, and that's kind of exactly what happened there in that circumstance. Henderson to serve, played up by Miller. Weak side attack coming here for Nielsen, played up by the Bulldogs. Back row attack coming, a high arcing back row attack by Sophia Taylor. Played strong side attack, Nielsen with the kill, goes cross court, almost hits 10-foot line, maybe just a yard short of it. I mean, just across court.
If that a yard short, give it half a foot, maybe there on that other side. It was very, very close and no one even in range.
Serve goes deep, serve goes with an ace. Maddie Nielsen has really just come out of nowhere and started to play into her own element here.
She figured it out. Those first two sets, we were like, I don't know what's going on with her. And then late in that second one, she figured out what she was doing. There's another ace for her.
Nielsen, as a powerful ace, targeted the libero of Carly Henderson, something that usually I typically never recommend targeting the libero, but she does in that circumstance. It works in her favor. Goes in the gap. It's in between the gap of number 5, Carly Henderson, and number 16, Alyssa Andor. Just no communication between the two. As Coach Flathers is going to take out her libero for just a moment to see what can happen here. Serve does go out. Sometimes it just changes. Sophia Taylor, she checked in for just a second. Sometimes it's just a change as a server where you see a change happen. You go, all right, now I got to change something up. If she just continued the same thing, would have had it down. 12-6 lead for Audubon on the C-Pro scoreboard. Free ball sent over by Hooker. Played on up. Strong side attack for Henderson. Ably played up by the Wheelers. Casper Bauer playing that one up. Miller in the back row attack. Played up by Henderson, the libero. Strong side attack coming for Ellie Henderson. Touch around like a pinball and finally falls to the floor. Audubon with the point.
I don't know who this Audubon team, but where were they at the first two sets? They have got everything going right for them. Riverside making mistakes that we saw Audubon making. They're hitting their spots. It's been great to see this from Audubon. This is what we wanted to see early on when Riverside was playing their best as well.
Back row set from Hooker goes to Miller as Audubon's continue to play this one up. She's going to go right to Miller once again. Touch off the block. Nice job by Riverside to be able to play that one up. I'll credit Madison Kelly. She doesn't get a block, but she really was a big, impactful player on that play.
Yeah, I mean, that one got sent way back, but Nielsen was able to keep that in play. Did her best Odell impression while staying on her feet to keep that one in play. Just unfortunately, the rest of her teammates had to watch it go into the net and couldn't make a play on it.
Audubon able to play this one up. Tip on over from Hooker. Goes in. It'll be counted as a kill. Addie Hooker with her second kill here tonight. 14-7 on the C-Pro scoreboard. Reminding you that Riverside is currently leading 2-0 here in set 3. Played on up in the net. Wasn't able to get anything out of it. Was Addie Hooker. It looked like a kind of awkward serve. I would have let that one drop.
Yeah, and that's one of the things we've seen from the Wheelers. If they don't get their serves going from the service line, the team kind of starts to fall apart, and we've seen that earlier in the last 2 sets.
Madison Kelly with that serve. Alyssa Amdor playing that one back on the strong side. What a play it was. We'll credit her with a kill.
If Riverside wants to stay in this, they got to hold on to this serve. I don't care if don't aim for aces, just get that ball over the net and don't make mistakes.
And Kelly, 96% on the season, will be able to, but a mistake being made as Harlow Miller had the opportunity to take that one down. And a nice job by her on the floor for Audubon. 15-9 on the C-Pro scoreboard. Reminding you that the scoreboard is always brought to you by the C-Pros, by your side from the word go. Your Pioneer Pros, John Becker, Mark Van Tiger, Gary Dinkla, and Nick Knudsen. Sent on over from the weak side position, and somehow, some way, Bentley Roan was able to keep that one not only inbounds, but just get that one over the net. I mean, she was reaching tight, trying to go for it, able to play it over.
And a nice job by Emma Brand trying to save it for that first hit. Unfortunately, none of her teammates could get there to get that second hit on it, but it was a great attempt by her.
Audubon looking to play this one up. Weak side attack here for Miller. Offers up and a kill. Miller with her 6th of the season, and a substitution is going to be changed out. As Jordan Milford will check out, Michelle Brooks will check in. 16-10, 6-point lead here for Audubon on the C-Pro scoreboard. Set 3 of volleyball action. Played on up. Richardson looks for a strong side attack. Taylor just kind of with a roll shot jumping attempt as Larson looking to get this one over. Played up by Henderson. Nice tip on over once again by Richardson. Audubon sending this one back over the free ball. Middle attack coming. Touch on the tape. Looks, goes, and finally the officials call it. For a second I thought they were going to call that as a touch block and play back, but it definitely wasn't. That touched the tape immediately.
I mean, there's a lot of action going on, so I wouldn't put it past them for missing that with how much was going on, but good call there by our refs.
Harlow Miller with the serve, played up by Riverside. Coming down to the floor, and a nice, beautiful attempt from Michelle Brooks. What a play by the senior. Riverside will make a substitution. Sophia Fenner will check in here. One of the first times we've seen her, and she'll come in for number 13, Bentley Roan. 8-point lead here for Audubon on the C-Pro scoreboard. As Henderson able to play this one up. Weak side attack coming from Amdor. Played up by the Wheelers. Strong side attack from Maddie Nielsen. Just goes out of bounds. Nielsen just trying to come down and really kill the ball as best as she could. But really in that circumstance, she had an open gap. Just aim for the gap. That's just what I want.
She's been on fire, fantastic here in this set. I know she just wants every piece of the ball she can get right now. I mean, she hasn't been missed besides that one and that one serve she sent out of bounds.
She's trying once again, hits it too hard, had an open gap and block coverage. Sometimes you just gotta lay off the Hulk strength and just take it where the gaps are.
And I think it's been over on that corner when she gets set to. Put her closer to the middle or on this near side. She's been fantastic, but it's just that one side, the far side, that's been throwing her off.
Played on up by Miller on the serve reception. Nielsen with the attempt. Now she's got it down as she gets a kill there once again. Her 9th of the night. 19-12 lead here for Audubon over Riverside on the C-Pro scoreboard. As Larson goes to serve here for the Wheelers. Played on up by Riverside, but it definitely was a double by Ellie Henderson as it kind of rolled around for a second there, finally gained control.
Huge miss there by Riverside. They need to be trying to make less of those little mistakes if they want to stay in this third set with a chance.
Back set, weak side attack from Taylor. Audubon looking to play this one off in the back row. Miller with a back row attack in the blue position. Plays on, continues. Henderson with the kill on the outside, strong side, able to play that one over. And the thing I like about Henderson the most, she finds the open gaps. She's not going just for the hardest hit ball every time. She's going for the best placed ball every time.
Yeah, I'm starting to get a feeling you really like when players place it in the gaps that are open there for them. Instead of just trying to be strong about it.
It's mostly because my team never did it. But continuing, Nielsen hits this one downtown as Sheeran's another kill. Her 10th of the night. As she'll go back to serve.
All of them coming in late second set and third set, really. First set, I would think she maybe had one, maybe two.
I'd say two. Riverside playing this one up. Continuing here, miscommunication as Kelly. She's going to have to take it over with a free ball. Hooker looks, goes back row, step on over by Nielsen, ends up as that one. We're actually going to mark it down as another kill. One hits the floor. Bad positioning in the back row by Carly Henderson. She had a good opportunity to kind of step into that position for a second, but hesitated in the back row. It's something we've all done, but it's something that if Riverside wants to compete even further in this match, they're going to have to clean up the little mistakes as Audubon serves in the net with that serve attempt there by number 10, Maddie Nielsen.
And again, like we said, she's now 2 for 4 in this set on serves. Kills almost the same side from the far side, about 1 for 3. So she's got her few mistakes and she knows where she's got to clean it up, but otherwise she's been an all-star out here for the Wheelers.
Richardson with the outside set. Henderson playing back over. Audubon looking. Nice block down by Bentley Roan. Looks like it was assisted also by Madison Kelly. So in that case, we'll give kind of half of a line to both of them. 22-15. So continuing with this serving game is Richardson. Played on back by Audubon as Riverside's looking to make an attack. Weak side goes out of bounds. Had just a little bit too much on it is Bentley Roan as she's in that weak side position. She was leaning back and, well, when you lean back, you know where it's going.
Yeah, that was one Riverside really needed to try to climb back into this thing.
Miscommunication in the back row. Michelle Brooks finding the open gap in between Amdor and Henderson, playing to that advantage. 1 point set here for Audubon on the C-Pro scoreboard, 24-15. Audubon leads here in the third set of action. Targets Henderson once again. Riverside trying to stay back in this one. Dug out up in the back row by Nielsen. Weak side tip attack, and Miller gets another kill. Brings Audubon to their first set here. Things are not over yet, 25-15. Audubon wins set 3. We'll head on over to set 4. Stay tuned right here on KSOM and live video coverage on WesternIowaToday.com for more.
When you walk your fields this spring, will each plant have emerged consistently? Ensure consistent emergence of every plant by managing residue, firming seed, and controlling downforce with precision planting upgrades for your planter so that every seed gives you return on investment and isn't left to chance. Transform your planter with Riggs Ag in Lewis and get the best stand you ever had. Call Jim Riggs at 712-254-2408 today.
As prices increase, quality should too, right? But that's not always the case. That's why buying directly from the producer is your best shot at a quality product. S&B Feed Yard in Macedonia offers beef quarters and halves. Stock up your freezer and get high-quality, humanely raised Iowa beef from third-generation producers. S&B Feed Yard also feeds cattle. So if you're in the market, call Sheila, Bryan, or Brock Bentley at 402-690-7022 for information, or reserve your quarter or half beef today. S&B Feed Yard, custom cattle feeding in Macedonia, is a proud supporter of Riverside Athletics.
Anita Supply Center is here for you. From the big jobs to the small tasks, we're here to help. Hi, this is Kim with a reminder of our hours, so when you need our help, we're here. Anita Supply Center is open Monday through Fridays, 7 to 5, and Saturdays, 8 until noon. We're here 6 days a week for all your building, landscaping, how-to projects, repairs, and more. We offer free in-home measurements, free estimates, and can help you put your ideas together. Anita Supply Center is open 6 days a week for all your home improvement and building needs.
Listening to KSOM Sports.
And we're back here at the start of set 4. I'm Zach Collins alongside Austin West. Madison Kelly with that serve. Played up by Miller in the middle, and it's going to be a double called on number 6, Addie Hooker. Just making a minor mistake. Sometimes as a setter, well, you're going to double. That happens there. Haven't seen too many of them tonight by both of these setters. Kelly with another serve. This one, however, goes out on the far side of the floor. Tried to target zone 5 on the line, but wasn't able to.
That'll be something to watch here in this set. A lot of those little mistakes, doubles, some out-of-bounds serves, some just stuff like that is going to be really what makes the difference here.
And stuff like that, you mentioned Addie Hooker with an ace just like that. Nice ace by Hooker as she's got now 41 on the season. Targeted right to Sophia Taylor. Excuse me, that was to Bentley Roan as another aces issue down on the floor. Back to back here for a Hooker. We've seen some impressive stuff kind of spark out of her really in just these last 2 sets. I mean, we're only 4 points into set 4, but man, she's really been on fire here tonight. Been a good setter, been agile on the floor as she serves that one over. Strong set attack coming here for Taylor. Next and another kill.
What a nice spot for that as well. Just right on that, right inside 10-foot line, and they all watch it go by. They're like, yeah, this is going out, and just lands right in front of it.
Audubon still with a 3-2 lead here in the 4th set on the C-Pro scoreboard as this serve is up and over. Played on up by Audubon. It's going to be a back row just sent on over by Hooker. Nice dig on up by Bentley Roan. Played on over the touch attempt. Back row attack, pipe position. Coming, kill for Maddie Nielsen. Touched the top of the block, confused the back row. Carly Henderson tried to get there, but wasn't able to make a pass on the play. I mean, when it ricochets off the top, especially off that block, that's tough to play up.
Yeah, and honestly, at this point, keep Maddie Nielsen in the middle to this near side. Don't even risk putting her on the far side anymore. She makes too many mistakes over there. Keep her right where you know she's hardly made any.
Tip on over by Miller, offers up as it's continuing for whatever reason, as we're going to continue here in action. Michelle Brooks playing that one back on over. Richardson outside attack for Amdor, and that's set. Hooker looking at outside attack here for Nielsen. She just with a short roll shot over. Rowan able to pick that one up. Amdor with the outside attack. Played out by Audubon. Called on off by Michelle Brooks as she hits in the net and ends a little bit of a volley. But for a second there, we thought the play was done. No whistle was blown.
Ellie Henderson coming out of nowhere. Gets the full slide. You could hear skin on hardwood all the way up here. Just gets the hand underneath the ball and it just comes off the back of her knuckles.
It was impressive. I mean, just to say the least, impressive. I honestly didn't think she dug it up for a second as this one's played up and over by Audubon. They're going to try with an attack, actually, as that one goes out of bounds by Miller. And that was a heck of a set. You definitely do have to credit number 10, Maddie Nielsen, as she was able to kind of just set up Miller. Miller just wasn't able to finish. 4-4 tie game in the 4th set of action as this one's played up and over. Played on up by Audubon. Weak side attack coming here for Miller, but it's going to be a double on Addie Hooker.
And that could be a huge change of momentum double as Riverside now a lead here in set number 4. Didn't have one in set number 3. Really didn't have one here. They had a 1-point lead to start this off, but otherwise it's been all Audubon.
Outside attack for Nielsen. Nice touch block by Sophia Taylor on Riverside side of the floor. Nielsen trying this attempt. Played on back on over by Richardson. What a kill by Richardson. Looked like she was going to go for the quick set. Instead, just pots it on over the net.
Oh my goodness. Riverside, they are just in the right place at the right time, and they've just been fantastic through these last 3 points.
It's all about that court positioning, and they know exactly where to be at the right times. Amdor with a deep serve played up by Spoor. Outside strong side attack for Nielsen. Try to be played up by Riverside. Kind of giving up on it for a sec was Carly Henderson. Looked like she almost would have had a chance as she ran all the way through.
Miscommunication there. She looked to Henderson, and then both Hendersons looked at each other. Hey, are you going to get this? And it kind of looked like they were trying to tell Carly, you're the one that's got to get it. So she tried to take off again, sliding, unable to get there.
Played on up by Riverside. Outside attack here for Ellie Henderson. And that's going to be labeled as a kill as it just knocks off of one of the Audubon back row players. Touches the net, lands down. Nice job by Ellie Henderson. Now over 30 kills here on the season. 2-point lead here for Riverside on the C-Pro scoreboard. As number 5, Carly Henderson has the serve. Gets this one on over. Played up by Audubon. Outside strong side attack for Nielsen. Officials looking, now finally issuing the point down. It's going to be labeled as a kill. For some reason, we sat there for just a second, kind of waiting on. But regardless of waiting on, Rancho Grande brings you this broadcast here on KSOM with authentic Mexican food on West 7th Street in Atlantic. 7-6 C-Pro scoreboard as Audubon makes that serve attempt. Sent back on over by Riverside. Dug up by Carly Henderson. Nice shot by Alia Richardson. Played back on over by Ellie Henderson. Touch attack up in the middle. Nice job by both teams in playing that middle blocking position. Bentley Roan with that back row attack. Tipped on over by Allie Hooker. Excuse me. That's Addie Hookers. It's played up on the far side. Audubon winning the battle, and it's knocked down. Nice shot by Michelle Brooks to get that one knocked down to the ground. We're back to 7-all. What a forced set it's already been. Anna Larson with the serve, 5-5. Targets back, now goes deep. Madison Kelly hits that one just out of bounds. Number 5, Carly Henderson receiving. Number 5, Anna Larson serve. We'll see if that happens here again. It's going to target the libero here once again. Alia Richardson with a far nice shoot set as it goes to Henderson. We'll see what Audubon can do here. So they're just going to send over a free ball. Played on up by Riverside. Tip, touch, down. Nice job by Riverside. Earned another kill here on the night.
Audubon all ready for that hard hit ball. Just decided, well, I'll just tap it right over your head. And we've seen a couple of those. Sometimes players are able to see it, sometimes not. But when they are able to see it, I think it's been points both ways so far tonight.
It's really pulled both ways. Weak side attack coming here for the Wheelers. However, it does touch off the block as it goes out of bounds. It touches the near antenna. That's going to be a point for the Wheelers.
That's a tough one. It looks like it got a piece of the net, too, before it came and hit the pole. Just an unfortunate spot to be at when you're trying to block that thing.
9-8 lead here for Audubon. We'll see if Riverside can get this one back on over. A deep free ball. Nice save by Alyssa Amdor. Now a big attempt for Audubon. What an attempt. What a play by Addie Hooker. Finds the open gap, sets it on over the net. Realizes Audubon, that Riverside still all the way back behind the service line.
Plenty of room to work there. He could have really sent that thing anywhere and it would have worked out for Audubon.
Gilson targets Carly Henderson. Outside attack for Bentley Roan and just hits in time the net. And a timeout is going to be taken by the Bulldogs. An 11-8 lead here for Audubon on the C-Pro scoreboard. We'll be right back in 30 on KSOM.
What's it mean to be in good hands? It means you get an expert agent who's in it for the long haul. We'll get to know you and be there for you as your coverage needs change. I'm Craig Hummel at Hummel Insurance Services, and we work with Allstate Insurance. Let us help you choose the right amount of protection to meet your needs and see for yourself what it means to be in good hands. Call Hummel Insurance Services at 800-482-6426 or stop in anytime.
Live on KSOM 96.5 and streaming live on westerniowatoday.com. You're listening to KSOM Sports.
And we're back in action here at Riverside High School. I'm Zach Collins alongside Austin West. This broadcast is brought to you by 2nd Street Auto. Tow it, know it before you blow it. 2nd Street Auto in Atlantic. Weak side attack coming here for Henderson. It goes out of bounds for Riverside. Audubon getting another point here. 12-8 lead here for the Wheelers over the Bulldogs. As number 10, Maddie Nielsen will continue in her serving game. Tight set, nice set. Kelly trying with the attack attempt as that one is out of bounds as it touched an Audubon Wheeler. What a set, though, overall by Alia Richardson. Just kind of one-stepping it, pushing it out as much as she could away from that net.
Yeah, that one kind of tough, too. It comes in contact with the ref here on the near side. No one was going to be able to get there, but imagine if someone was close.
Touch goes out of bounds by Brooks, and it will be Riverside's point as that one just was going out of bounds.
Tell you what, Riverside knows how to keep themselves in these sets so far. I mean, was down by around 5, and now they've pulled it back within 2.
Ellie Henderson to serve. Serves right to Harlow Miller. Outside attack for Casper Bauer coming as that one is going to be a net violation on Riverside. You see that net still moving just a little bit.
Again, an unfortunate mistake there for Riverside. Had a nice easy point for him right there at the line judge. Just again, the net infraction going to cost him.
Michelle Brooks with a deep serve, but too deep as that one goes out of bounds.
Would that one be considered your ball don't lie situation there for Riverside?
I wouldn't say so.
No? Okay.
I'd say it was the right call. Audubon getting this one up. Hooker looking, middle attack coming for Miller. She's got another kill here on the night. Harlow Miller trying to reach 80 here tonight for this season. Came into this match with 67, now with 8 on the night. Audubon leads by 3 on the C-Pro scoreboard. Served by Hooker. Played on up by Riverside. Amdor trying to go for it. Somehow played up by Audubon for a second there, and a miscommunication as Eddie Hooker was just in bad positioning. She's trying to get to the front row and really kind of forgot, maybe I should play defense before.
Yeah, that's one of the things with Audubon. They have a lot of girls moving from front to back all the time, constantly. Try to set up different looks. And it's kind of sometimes cost them defensively.
Audubon plays this one up Miller, but it is definitely going to be a double. Late call by the official, but a good call overall as Hooker went up for that one. Had to kind of let it come to her. She kind of went to it, and when you come to it, sometimes it works in your favor, other times in that case it doesn't. 13-14, Riverside with a serve here. Bentley Rowan with that serve. Miller tries another attack attempt, touches the tape, lands down. Nice job by Harlow Miller. Now with 9 kills on the night.
Tell you what, every time Riverside seems to get a chance to get back into this set, something happens and Audubon decides, oh, no, we're going to hold on to our 2-point lead here for a little while longer.
Caden Sporer checking in for Maddie Casper-Bauer as Sporer will go back to serve. Goes with a deep one to Ellie Henderson. Played on up by Riverside. Sophia Taylor with a roll shot as she had to stop there in her positioning going forward. Miller with a middle hit attack. Played up by Henderson. Set back on over. What a play! Ellie Henderson sending that over sister to sister. Played on up and finally ends down. But man, that has to be the play of the game.
Ellie Henderson has had a bunch of those too tonight. Just able to save ones. Her and her sister Carly been fantastic in that back row when it matters most.
Strong side attack from Taylor, played up by Audubon. Strong side attack now from Nielsen off the block. Ends up in a kill for Maddie Nielsen. And a timeout's going to be taken with the Bulldogs. However, we will stay here. I mean, Austin, we've seen this Riverside team continue to compete throughout, well, the entirety of this match. But in that case, now we're seeing Audubon kind of take off here. We might make it to 5.
And honestly, and it feels weird to say this, but Riverside has just been unlucky too, it seems like. Like they're in great position sometimes for blocks, and then they'll just get sent off to out of bounds, so it's not like the greatest position you can have. And then other times, they make the just greatest saving plays they can, and then Audubon's just there ready for them. It's like, oh yeah, you're out of position because you had to just fight for your life to save that, and we're just going to put it right into the gap where everybody's supposed to be. And it's just unfortunate for Riverside. They're doing everything they can, and Audubon's basically been able to just kind of put it in cruise mode almost and just play against them.
Audubon with a serve, and a nice job to isolate the server and also kind of recollect with the team. Nice job by head coach Brooke Flathers to make that one called. Reminding this broadcast is brought to you by Stein Seed. Stein has yield. Contact Darren Petty, your local Stein representative. Service up and over from Alyssa Amdorf on Riverside side of the floor. Maddie Nielsen with an outside attack for Audubon. Nice dig up by Carly Henderson. Ellie Henderson playing this one up on the far side of the floor. Touch, block. Can Audubon play it? No, they can't. Nice job by Ayla Richardson as well as number 12, Sophia Taylor, on that one heck of a block.
And that one, block going cross court is just the lucky that they haven't had, it seems like, here in this set. But again, they've reached that within 2 points mark. And so it's usually where Audubon just pulls something off and extends their lead.
Weak side attack coming here from Miller, played on up by Riverside. Audubon continuing to play this up as Miller tries to get that one back over. Carly Henderson with the dig. Allie Henderson with the outside attack. Played on back the Wheelers once again. Bulldogs looking to come back and avenge. Taylor knocked in a kill, and she's able to just knock that one in slightly. Goes with a high roll, comes back into this game. 17-16 Seed Pro scoreboard. We'll see you back here in 30 seconds on KSOM.
Rancho Grande in Atlantic has it all. Delicious food, great atmosphere, and a convenient location. Authentic Mexican food starts with chips and salsa, and you can add guac or queso. Enjoy everything from tacos, burritos, tamales, chimichangas, fajitas, and more in a variety of options. Leave room for dessert like bring the whole family, a date night, even a business lunch at Rancho Grande. Located West 7th Street, open 7 days a week with dine-in, carry-out, and catering available at Rancho Grande in Atlantic.
Live on KSOM 96.5 and streaming live on westerniowatoday.com. You're listening to KSOM Sports.
And we're back in action here, 17-16 on the Seed Pro scoreboard as this one's off and to the races. Audubon looks here. Miller with a weak side attack, played up by Carly Henderson on Riverside's floor. Played up by Ellie Henderson, down to the ground as she earns another kill on the board. Ellie Henderson has just been impressive, to say the least here. Didn't see too much of her impress me in the third set, but is coming to the fourth and really came back to her own game.
No, she had some flashes there in the third, like with a couple of saves, but other than that, it was really not much.
Middle attack, it is a touch off Audubon's block, and definitely an easy call to make for the officials. Audubon for a second even just looking back saying it's a touch, and no one even went for it in the back row.
Yeah, I completely missed the touch. I was watching more on the line because I wanted to see where that thing landed. But again, touch called at the net.
Riverside with a 1-point lead. Audubon trying to come back here. Miller, weak side attack, played up by Carly Henderson. Strong side, excuse me, weak side by Taylor with a slide move. Played up by Riverside. This one's just up high. Somehow doesn't touch the top. As this one's continuing to play, downside official says it was out of bounds and continue in action. However, played up by Milford. Set back over by Audubon. Continuing here in action. Richardson looks outside, strong side. Henderson plays that one on over. Strong side attack here for Nielsen, but a double is going to be called on the Wheelers to finally end the big volley. And that's kind of really the dagger, if you want to call it there.
That was the best volley of the night. 100%. In my opinion, that was the best volley of the night. I am upset it had to end with a double of all things. I wanted to kill either way. It doesn't matter. But, boy, was that fun.
Amdor with the serve. Outside attack coming here from Maddie Nielsen. Block goes down as Sophia Taylor, as well as Ayla Richardson, get another block down to the ground, and a timeout is called. We'll stay with you right here on KSOM and stream live video coverage on westerniowatoday.com. With a 20-17 lead here for Riverside, as they've been kind of able to take over here really in just the last 6 points.
It's like all of that bad luck that Riverside had that was like mistakes, poor placement, Audubon just being able to put on cruise control is now turning more in their favor. That cruise control no longer working for Audubon anymore, and it's starting to fluster them a little bit, and it's volleys being continued by Riverside. They haven't been able to do that much this last 2 sets. And then it's the doubles mistakes, a couple out of bounds. I mean, that last point almost went out of bounds by Riverside off the block. It was very, very close on that far side. And so that one was almost a momentum shifter too. But with it staying in bounds, that could be, like you said, for the 19th point, the dagger in this one.
20-17, Seed Pro scoreboard. Amdor with the serve. Outside attack coming for Nielsen on Audubon's side. Ends up in another kill for Maddie Nielsen. Her 15th of the night.
and only like her third from that side as she has struggled over there. A huge, huge get from Maddie Nielsen.
Audubon able to try to come back in this one. They're down by 2. Miller with the serve, goes short serve, nice serve as she targeted Bentley Roan. And Roan has not been one of the players to be on her toes here tonight as she's going to sub out for Sophia Fenner.
Good idea. Sometimes defensively, Roan just hasn't been working for Riverside, which is unfortunate to see as a star player as she is for this team.
Miller with a deep serve, went deep to corner zone 1. Played off the slide, it's just going to touch the top of the tape, roll off Sophia Taylor, continuing that one there. As that one's going to be on Audubon's side of the floor. We've got a 20-all 4 set of action. Riverside still leads 2 sets to 1 set over Audubon. Nice serve reception by the Bulldogs as it's played on over by Ellie Henderson, and a nice touch attack. Henderson going to be credited with the kill.
Huge for Riverside. Huge, huge, huge. Here comes Roan back into those. Bentley Roan making her return. Amdor as well, I believe, subbing back in.
1 point lead on the C-Pro scoreboard for Riverside. Played on up by Harlow Miller. Outside attack coming for Nielsen. A touch off the block. Played on up by Carly Henderson. Strong side attack coming for Ellie Henderson. Nice job on the block coverage by Audubon. Michelle Brooks had 2 blocks coming into this competition. Now she's got 3. Larson to serve here for Audubon. Played on up by Carly Henderson. Outside attack coming here for Madison Kelly. Touch, nice dig up by Carly Henderson once again on Riverside's portion of the floor. Played on up. It's going to be a roll shot, jumping roll shot from Ellie Henderson. That's going to be on a kill for Ellie Henderson. What a night for the junior. 22-21 on the C-Pro scoreboard. Riverside leads here in the 4th set. Going back to serve is Ayla Richardson. Played on up by Audubon. No miscommunication there as Larson's able to get that one over. Strong side attack coming for Ayla Henderson. Played on up by Riverside. Sent on over deep, free ball, and misplay by Harlow Miller. Nice job by Riverside. Just sent that one deep corner. Can't ask for any better play than that.
And that might be a big factor in this one, because if Audubon's able to get that point, they get that serve back, and it's 22-22. But now instead, Riverside holds on to the serve. It's 23-21, and they have a chance to go up big here.
Audubon does still have 1 timeout left. Surprised they didn't use it here in this circumstance. Hooker with a set. Nielsen with a weak side attack. Gets that one over. Dug on up by Richardson. Play back on over by Riverside on that side of the floor. Outside attack. Beautiful job by Maddie Nielsen. As she earns another kill on the board.
Maddie Nielsen feeling herself late in this 4th set. And now she's going to go back to serve. That's huge.
You know what? Maybe I was entirely wrong about calling a timeout in that circumstance. Nice job by Coach Bytel to not call that one. But in that circumstance, Maddie Nielsen, with the night that she's had, serves into the net. Now just a 1-point set, all for Ellie Henderson. 24-22 C-Pro scoreboard. Henderson with a float serve goes zone 1. Tip on over by Hooker. Played on up by Riverside. Weak side attack coming here for the Bulldogs. That's game. Riverside wins. Bentley Roan with the last kill here of the match. Riverside wins 25-22 in set 4.
Wow.
Wow is right, my friend, as that's one heck of a way to end a match, especially end one right there on that kind of mark with a kill.
What a better person to get it to. Bentley Roan, she's had struggles on defense. Audubon got a lot of points off her, serving straight to her, and now she comes in right at the end and is able to get the game-sealing kill.
What a job, and what a beautiful job by Riverside. We're going to break down Riverside and Audubon this match in just a moment on our KSOM post-game show, but not before we take a timeout. We'll see you right back here on KSOM and streaming live on WesternIowaToday.com.
Are you ready to be part of something bigger?
Rancho Grande in Atlantic has it all. Delicious food, great atmosphere, and a convenient location. Authentic Mexican food starts with chips and salsa, and you can add guac or queso. Enjoy everything from tacos, burritos, tamales, chimichangas, fajitas, and more in a variety of options. Leave room for dessert like bring the whole family, a date night, even a business lunch at Rancho Grande. Located West 7th Street, open 7 days a week with dine-in, carry-out, and catering available at Rancho Grande in Atlantic.
At 2nd Street Auto, it's our mission to get you back on the road fast. And it all starts with free local towing. Want your back at the shop? We talk you through your car repair with a free and fair estimate. We do everything in-house so you know who's working on your car. Our Hercules tires come with free road hazard repair, free rotation for the life of the tires, and a free alignment check. And nobody can beat our transmission rebuild and repair experts. Brakes, tune-ups, oil changes, preventative maintenance, and service work make 2nd Street your first stop.
Partner with the undisputed leader in Enlist E3 soybean genetics. With exceptional yield and value, neighbor-friendly weed control, and more new elite genetics developed faster, Stein can help you maximize profits on every acre you plant. Discover yield plus experience with Stein Enlist E3 soybeans. Learn more at steinseed.com. Stein has yield.
Contact Trey Bricks at 249-2503.
Live on KSOM 96.5 and streaming live on westerniowatoday.com. You're listening to KSOM Sports.
And we're right back here on our KSOM postgame show. I'm Zach Collins alongside Austin West. If you're just joining us here, Riverside winning 3 sets over Audubon to 1 set. As the Wheelers were able to come back for a little bit of momentum, but weren't able to really come back into the game as much as they wanted to, as they lost that 4 set 25-22. To break down all the sets that happened here, first set offered up in a 25-17 Bulldog victory. Second set was a 25-16 Riverside victory. Moving to the opposite side of the floor in set 3, it was a 25-15 win for Audubon in set 3. And set 4 finally finishing things off here, 25-22 Riverside winning this competition here at home. Riverside will improve to an 8-4 overall record. Audubon will fall to an 8-3 overall record. And Austin, I mean, just talk to me about this competition overall and really your thoughts on it overall.
Oh boy, I thought we were in for another Tuesday night like we had the comeback after being down 2-0. Audubon really figured out late set number 2 and very much so in set number 3. And in set number 4, they kind of start off really, really strong. But Riverside was able to stick in there for as much as they could. They got within 2, then they just fade away a little bit, come back within 2. And then all of a sudden they got that burst of energy they needed, tied it up, and all of a sudden Audubon couldn't put it on cruise control anymore because that's what it seemed like they were doing. They were hitting the right spots, which got Riverside all frantic, out of position, and they could just sit back, wait to see where they were at, and just play off them and how they were doing. And so that's why I kind of say cruise control. But then Riverside just said, hey, this is our time to shine. And they went out and ended it in dominant fashion in those last 6 points that they got on their side. Fantastic job. They had a couple mistakes turned over to Audubon, but then they were just able to come back, force some Audubon mistakes as well. So it was just a great job by them.
Great job by them, and my player of the game has to be Riverside Bulldog number 1, Ellie Henderson. Just played lights out really here tonight. Didn't lead overall in the killing department, but at the same time, she was just an impressive player. Made impressive plays in the back row, served very well, blocked very well. Just all around a great player, and a player that, well, if I were coaching a team, I'd love to have her on the floor.
Absolutely. She made some great saves. She wasn't really looking her best. She had flashes in those early sets, but then really as it started to pick up, she really started to come into her own. My player of the game, however, I'm going to go a little bit off CU because I can't always pick the same person.
Exactly.
You know? I got to go Maddie Nielsen. We love some strong offense, some strong defense. Sure, she made a few mistakes serving on the far side when she tried to get kills. But, I mean, has 85 kills on the season, racked up 15 is what I have down. What do you have, 16?
I have 16.
Okay, so I'm going to go off yours. 16 kills here tonight. Had 3 aces here tonight as well. I don't think I'm missing anything else for that. I have 3 aces. You have 2. I'm going to go with mine on that. Pump the stats. Just make her look even better for my player of the game. But really, after set 1, And halfway through set 2, she really kind of found her groove and was like, all right, this is where I've been successful. This is how I've been successful hitting. This is where we want to have it. And she was fantastic. Because, again, through set 1, I think she had 2 kills and then maybe picked up 1 early in that second set. And then the rest of them from there on out was just constant. Nielsen at the net, midway back row, off to the side. Didn't matter. She was there. And then, of course, she had the 3 aces, which were fantastic. She did have some rough missed serves, which we saw, which led to Riverside truly winning this 4th set, which is unfortunate. But other than that, she was just an all-around menace over there for Audubon.
A great player overall for Audubon. I'd definitely take your pick as well. She was just phenomenal on the floor here tonight. And looking at some of the other sponsors who brought you this broadcast here this evening, Principal Financial Group, Mark Smith and Aaron Friend. Ziegler with top-notch agriculture and construction equipment in Atlantic, as well as Iowa Western Community College in Atlantic. BU at Iowa Western. And Austin, before we close out things here on our KSOM post-game show, any final thoughts?
Man, if we keep having stressful games like this of volleyball every week, I don't know how much hair I'm going to have left by the end of the season. Like, we have had some nail-biters in here, some great, like we had that one volley and you're easily the best of the week. By far, it was fantastic. Just saves, close blocks, back and forth, right at the net, a lot of action. I mean, but if we get these nail-biters every single time, twice a week, I don't think my heart can handle it.
I don't think mine can either, but before I make down my thoughts, we'll pause for 10 seconds for station ID. You're listening to 96.5 KSOM.
Playing your kind of country. 96.5 KSOM, Audubon, Atlantic, Red Oak, Harlan.
And now we'll return here on our KSOM postgame show. Some of my final thoughts here of this competition was that just Riverside saw that they could try to walk on water in set 3. Set 4, they kind of came into their own and really tried to experience the play that they did in the first 2 sets. Really kind of when it came down to the wire, Ellie Henderson, which was my player of the game, really led the way. And Carly Henderson on the opposite side really led the way in the back row. Messed up in a couple of opportunities on serve receive, but really a nice job by those two. And another nice job by Alyssa Andor as well as Sophia Taylor. Sophia Taylor was just a dominant force in terms of that front row action and really blocked very well here tonight.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, there was plenty of people all around that were just absolute needed components to both these teams. Maybe they didn't show up on the stat sheet as much as everybody else, but there was a lot of players that were just like making saves, making huge defensive digs, just being fantastic all around. And these two teams, if they meet again, oh boy, is it going to be a matchup.
It should be a matchup, and of course another matchup that's going to be taking place on KSOM will be on September 8th, with Audubon taking on Exira EHK in football action tomorrow, with myself, Zach Collins, and Austin West on the call at 7 p.m., with a pregame show starting around 6:30 p.m. We'd like to give a quick shout-out to our sponsors who made tonight's broadcast possible, including Procter Carnes & Carnes, Cass Health, Riggs Ag Services, Anita Supply Center, Humble Insurance, Rancho Grande, 2nd Street Auto, Stein Seed, Principal Financial Group, Ziegler, Iowa Western Community College, S&B Feed Yard, Mertz Welding, and Brumley Supplies. This broadcast has been an exclusive presentation of Meredith Communications, and any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of Meredith Communications is prohibited. The general manager of Meredith Communications is Bill Saluk, and the sports director of KSOM is myself, Zach Collins. Once again, your final score here from Riverside High School, Audubon 1, Riverside 3. For Austin West, I'm Zach Collins. Thank you for listening to another presentation of KSOM Sports. Enjoy your Thursday night, as we'll see you right back here for some football action on Friday, as we say good night from Oakland.
That was another presentation of KSOM Sports on 96.5 FM. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of